Hello and welcome to my journal presentation. So first off, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Trey Cruz and this is Han Solo. And so for my journal, I picked the article called Communication with Pharmacy Technicians, and it is, I'll just give you a little bit of summary, basically about how pharmacy technicians have a lot of stress, and that's because of the lack of communication. So they did a study on, first of all, what are the 3 factors of stress at a pharmacy and how to fix that. For my project, I took a little bit of a different route and I actually interviewed somebody who worked at a pharmacy technician. So here, I'm just going to let you guys hear the interview.
What was your job title? Where did you work?
I was a Massachusetts certified pharmacy technician at CVS Pharmacy in West Boylston in Holden, Massachusetts.
How long did you work there?
I worked there for 4.5 agonizing years.
On a level of 1 to 5, how much stress did you feel? 1 being no stress and 5 being extreme stress.
I think that is a very small scale compared to the amount of stress and pressure I was under. Perhaps because I was young or I was just overworked and overpaid, but it would at least be a 5.
Did you enjoy working in a pharmacy?
I actually did enjoy working in a pharmacy. I liked learning about medications and their uses. It was a pretty fulfilling job, and I never saw myself folding clothes at Hollister or being a waitress. The pharmacy team was fun too. Once in a while we would get phony scripts, and that was always fun to bust them. Although I enjoyed what I learned from a pharmacy, I think I would prefer working in a hospital pharmacy.
What made you feel stressed?
Impatient and rude customers made me feel stressed. Also being short-staffed. When the district manager came in, intimidating or slow pharmacist. When the computer system went down.
How did other management treat you? How did customers treat you?
At the first CVS I worked at, the pharmacy manager was a miserable middle-aged woman who could never admit when she was wrong, which is more often than a pharmacist could afford to be. And she liked to make people feel insignificant, which she never gave me a review, let alone a raise. In the 4 years I was there, the pharmacists at my more recent CVS were awesome. They had little to no technicians available to work, so when I was there, we became a big help to each other. It helped me get my certificate and a raise. The customers in West Boylston were generally rude. I'm not sure if it was because of location on the Worcester border, which meant they were lower income people, and most of them received health care from the state. So insurance issues were very frequent, and that pissed people off. Holden CVS customers were great, and I knew many of them because I went to school with their kids or their regulars. It was a small and wealthy town.
How was the communication while working there?
Communication in the pharmacy is vital, especially with the other staff members. If there are any types of issues concerning a prescription or a customer, it is important to ask for help from another tech or pharmacist. Issues are easily resolved with the help of another team member. Customers called in prescriptions via cvs.com or on the phone by entering the numbers or talking to one of us. We use the phone to inform patients about their prescriptions, to answer their questions. Additionally, doctors and nurses and insurance companies were almost always on the phone with us, at least with one of the pharmacists at any given time. We used the fax machine to receive prescriptions from doctors or memos from corporate, and to send questions to the doctors or to request insurance companies to cover a prescription. Communicating with the customers is also very important because CVS claims to emphasize on wonderful customer service. That's not always the case, but I found that being empathetic was helpful in understanding the customers and satisfying their needs.
What do you think would minimize the stress?
We would complain that we were overworked and underpaid because even though we were licensed technicians, we didn't receive adequate compensation for working long hours trying to satisfy ungrateful customers in a very fast-paced environment. In regards to communication, the phone lines are constantly off the hook, and sometimes it's hard and dangerous to multitask in a pharmacy. But CVS and other busy stores' phone lines have a filtered call system. It reduces the amount of calls we get because the operators answer the easy questions. I think the call center was a big help. Maybe design one per person in the pharmacy to answer the call. That would make things easier, thus reducing stress.